Now the topic before us is two, and two, taming the tricky trio. There are some words that sound the same. When we are speaking these words, they are similar. But when we are to write these words, the letters are different in each case, and each word has its different meaning. If we mix up, that is, in place of one two, we make use of another two, then it can create confusion in the minds of others, and undoubtedly it will also adversely affect our image in the eyes of the reader. Some most commonly confused words are two versus two versus two. Now first we talk about two, TO2. It is a word which is most commonly used in English. It has a variety of functions. Large number of functions are performed by this word to, TO2. What is the meaning of to? To refers to a destination. He is going to school. Recipient. To also means recipient. I sent an email to Ramesh, or I am sending this parcel to Geeta. It may also mean an action. I am going to get a cup of tea. Here I am taking some action. To means taking some action, reflects action. To can also be used to identify relationships such as husband and wife. She is married to Sahil. So here to reflects relationship between two persons. Next word is to, TOO2. Here to means also, in addition, or excessively. If we say it is too hot outside, it means it is very hot, excessively hot outside. The dress was too tight for me. When we wear a dress and we say that the dress is too tight, it means that it is very tight or excessively tight. She too is vegetarian, or she is vegetarian too. It means she is also a vegetarian. Here too means also, or in addition to. It may be possible that we are talking about a person that Ramesh is a vegetarian, and then we say that she is vegetarian too. That is, in addition to Ramesh, she is also a vegetarian. We are talking about two persons. Then I carried my suitcase and a briefcase too. That is, I was going somewhere and I was carrying my suitcase at that time. And at that time, I was also carrying my briefcase. So here too reflects also, or in addition to suitcase, I was carrying briefcase. Can I come to? Here too means also. Next two is 1, 2, 3. 2. TOO. 1, 2, 3. It is 1, it is 2, it is 3. It is a number that comes after 1 and before 3. For example, I have two bags, I have two apples, I have two cars. You have 2 days to fix this problem. 2 means 2. Number. If we properly use the word to, whether we are to use TO2 or TOO2 or TWO2, then many problems or many mistakes which we do while writing the sentences can be fixed. Here, these are certain words, certain sentences in which the two words has been used. We are to choose which to is proper. I will go to the beach. Here, what is the meaning of these to? That I am going to some destination. Here, the word to which means destination is this to. I will go to the beach. So here it is correct. This means to means also or in addition. Whether it will serve or fits the sentence, I will go also the beach, it is not proper to which has been used. So here it is the wrong sentence. If while writing this sentence in your writing, if you write this sentence while conveying your message, if you write this, I will go to the beach, and you use TOO, it will adversely affect your image in the eyes of the others. There are too many mistakes in the essay. Here to means to, as already told, to means refer to some recipient, or it may means some destination, or it may mean some action, or it may also refer to some relationship. There are too many mistakes. Here we are talking that there are large number of mistakes, excessive mistakes. So here two will be this, two, TOO. So this will be wrong sentence. Here it is the correct sentence. There are excessive mistakes in this essay. Here we are talking about chairs. We need two new chairs. Here we are talking that we need 2 chairs, 3 chairs, 4 chairs. So here we are talking about numbers. So here it is 2, TOO. It is correct. Here 2 already told it means also. So here this word is incorrect. The word correct which fits in the sentence is TOO. We need 2 chairs. By understanding the differences between to, and to can help you avoid common grammatical mistakes in our writing. Thanks for watching. If you like our course, please spare some time to give a star rating to our course. The topic before us is comma sense. Punctuate like a pro. We will concentrate on the use of unnecessary commas in our sentences. Suppose there is 2-lane road. There is fencing on both sides of the roads. No pedestrian can cross the road from any place. If we put speed breakers at different places, what will happen? Whether there is need of speed bumps when there is fencing of road, fencing on both sides of the road? No, these are unnecessary speed bumps. In the same way, if our flow of our sentence is smooth, whether we should insert commas, rather they will be treated as unnecessary commas. They will act as speed bumps in our writing. Commas are no doubt essential for clarity in writing, but if we use them incorrectly, it can confuse the readers, and it can also make our sentences awkward. One common mistake which we do in our writing is the use of unnecessary commas. Understanding where not to place commas is just as important as knowing where they are needed. It means that we should know where to use commas and where not to use commas. Now we will understand the aspect of unnecessary commas under the in the various situations. No commas between subject and verb. If I say, I go to school, she goes to market, these are two sentences. If we insert commas between subject and verb, this is subject, goes is a verb. If we insert commas in between subject and a verb, what will happen? It is unnecessary. The sentence will look awkward. It is grammatically not correct to insert comma in between the subject and verb of a sentence. Other examples are, my friend loves to travel. Here again, a comma in between friend and loves is unnecessary because friend is a subject and loves is a verb, and comma is unnecessary. The correct sentence is this: my friend loves to travel, without a comma in between. Another example, the team won the championship. Team is subject, won is verb. It is unnecessary comma in between. It should not be there. So correct sentence is the team won the championship. There is no comma in between the subject and verb. Next is no commas between verbs and direct objects. A comma should not separate a verb from its direct object. She quickly grabbed the apples. Grabbed is a verb. Apple is direct object. And here again it is unnecessary comma. Correct sentence is she quickly grabbed the apple. No comma in between verb and direct object. She baked a cake. Baked is a verb. Cake is direct object. Here again unnecessary comma is there. So the correct is she baked a cake without any comma in between verb and direct object. Next is no comma between two verbs with the same subject. When two verbs share the same subject, that is, subject is one, there is one subject in the sentence, two verbs are there in the sentence. Two verbs share the same subject and are joined. The verbs are joined by a conjunction like and or. There are two words and oblique or present in the sentence which join the two verbs. A comma should not separate them. Let us understand the same with the help of example. She sings beautifully and plays the guitar. Sings is a verb. Plays is again a verb. Both these verbs share the same subject, she. Verbs are two, sings and plays. Subject is single. And there is a conjunction and in between. So, there should not be a comma in between. Here you see and in between, before and there is a comma. It should not be there. It is unnecessary. So the correct is she sings beautifully and plays the guitar. She is the subject, sings is the verb, plays is the verb, conjunction is and there is no need of unnecessary comma. No need of comma in between. Next is they will either study or play video games. Here study is the verb, play is the another verb. Two verbs are there. They is the subject, or is the conjunction. There should not be comma in between. It is wrong. So they will either study or play video games. So there should not be comma between two verbs with the same subject. Next point is no comma needed before dependent clause at the end of a sentence. It means that if at the end of a sentence there is a dependent clause, no comma is needed before the dependent clause. We understand the same with the help of an example. We went to the park. We went to the park is an independent clause. It can stand alone itself as an independent sentence. It is independent clause. If we simply write we went to the park and put full stop, it is okay sentence, complete sentence. But here the sentence is somewhat lengthy, and it has because it was a sunny day. Because it was a sunny day, it is a dependent clause. It cannot stand itself alone. It depends upon independent clause. So before independent clause there should not be a comma. We went to the park because it was a sunny day. It is okay. Next example, I went for a walk when the sun began to set. We can say that in the evening we went for a walk. I went for a walk. So when the sun began to set, it is a dependent clause. It cannot, this part of this sentence cannot stand alone. This sentence cannot stand alone. This is a dependent clause. I went for a walk. This is a independent. This is the independent clause. I went for a walk. This part, when the sun began to set, depends upon the independent clause. So in between dependent clause and independent clause, comma is not to be placed. Before the dependent clause, comma should not be there. So the correct is I went for a walk when the sun began to set, no comma in between before the dependent clause. Next point, restrictive clauses, no commas needed. Restrictive clauses are those clauses which are essential to the meaning of a sentence, and they should not be set off with the commas. That is, there should not be a comma in case of restrictive clauses. The car that is parked outside is mine. Here it is incorrect to place a comma before restrictive clause and after restrictive clause. This is restrictive clause that is parked outside. Here the sentence is talking about a car. Car is mine. Which car? The car that is parked outside. Car is mine. Which car is mine? Car that is parked outside. So this is a restrictive clause which is essential to the meaning of the sentence, and we should not put commas in case of restrictive clause. So the correct sentence is the car that is parked outside is mine. The woman who lives next door is a doctor. Who lives next door is a restrictive clause, essential to understand the meaning of the sentence. If we simply say that woman is a doctor, which woman? The woman who lives the next door, who lives next door. So who lives next door is essential. It is a restrictive clause, essential to understand the meaning of a sentence. So there should not be comma before and after restrictive clause. So the correct sentence is the woman who lives next door is a doctor, and there is no comma in this sentence. Next is no comma after coordinating conjunctions. Comma is unnecessary directly after a coordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunctions are like and, but, or. In most cases, comma is unnecessary directly after a coordinating conjunction. Here the examples are, but we decided to go anyway. Here, but is a coordinating conjunction, and here is a comma, it is unnecessary. Correct is this, without the use of comma. Another example is, he likes to play soccer and basketball. Here again, after a coordinating conjunction and comma has been inserted, It is unnecessary. Next is use comma before a coordinating conjunction joining independent classes. A comma is used before a coordinating conjunction. Fanboys. Fanboys stand for F stands for fan, for A for and, N for nor, B for but, O for or, Y for yet, S for so. A comma is used before a coordinating conjunction when it joins two independent classes. Independent classes are those classes, we can say that these are those sentences which can stand alone. We understand the same with the help of an example. In independent classes are classes that stand alone as complete sentences with a subject and a verb. That is, each independent class has a subject as well as a verb of its own, and the independent class is a complete sentence in itself. We understand same with the help of example. I finished work early. It is a complete sentence. It is having a subject, it is having verb of its own. I decided to go for a walk. It is also a complete sentence in itself. So in between these independent classes, this is independent class, this is independent class. I decided to go for a walk. In between these independent classes, there is a coordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunction is this, fanboys. So one of the acronyms, one of the fanboys, one of the coordinating conjunctions, so is there. So before the coordinating conjunction, we have inserted comma. We have to use comma. Next is the car broke down. It is in itself a independent class. They manage to arrive on time. It is also an independent class. Yet they manage. Yet is a coordinating conjunction. And before yet, we have to insert. We have to insert. We are not to ignore. We have to insert comma. Similarly, in case of other fanboys, she went. She wanted to go for a walk, but it started raining. Here we have inserted. It is correct. He loves playing the piano and she enjoys singing. Here again we have to insert comma because two independent classes are being joined by a coordinating conjunction, and before the coordinating conjunction, that is in case of fanboys, we have to insert comma. You can come to the party or you can stay home. Before or we have inserted comma. Next is when to skip the comma before parenthesis. In most cases, you do not need a comma before parenthesis. Here are some examples in case of a simple sentence. I visited the museum, my favorite place in town. There is no need of a comma before here at this place. Non-essential information. In case of non-essential information, we can skip comma. This is non-essential information. The park ranger warned us about bears, especially near the river. Explanation within the sentence, we decided to go camping, weather permitting. There is no comma before parenthesis. Short parenthetical phrases. She went to the store to buy groceries and I bought snacks, chips and salsa for the party. There is no comma after snacks or before parenthesis. Next is commas with coordinative adjectives and no commas with cumulative adjectives. Firstly, we must understand what is the meaning of coordinate adjectives. Coordinate adjectives are those adjectives which contribute equally to describe a noun or pronoun. It means that when an adjective is describing a noun or a pronoun, it has equal importance with respect to noun. It is not that one adjective is more important and other is less. Both adjectives are of equal importance. They play an equal role in describing the noun. Their importance with respect to noun or pronoun is equal. These adjectives, we are here talking about coordinate adjectives. Coordinate adjectives are separated by a comma or and, one of two, either comma or and. They are separated. We understand the same with the help of an example. The baker displayed a luscious means attractive, fragrant smell. The baker displayed a luscious red velvet cake in the window. In between coordinate adjectives, we have inserted comma. We have to use comma in case of coordinate adjectives. These two adjectives are of equal importance so far as cake is concerned. We can also write that the baker displayed a luscious and red velvet cake. We can use and in place of comma. She wore a bright, comma, colorful scarf. We can also write it in another way. She wore a bright and colorful scarf. It is also okay. That is in case of coordinate adjectives. We can use either comma or we can separate them with the help of and. The tall, slender tree swayed in the breeze. Here we have used comma. In place of comma, we can also use and. So in case of coordinate adjectives, we have to use comma or the word and. Now we talk about the no comma with cumulative adjectives. What is the meaning of cumulative adjectives? Cumulative adjectives are multiple adjectives that build upon each other to describe a noun. These adjectives, suppose there are three adjectives, one, two, three. Three adjectives are there in a sentence. They work as a unit, single unit to modify the noun. It is not that each unit has independent role. No, they work as a complete unit, single unit to modify the noun. Do not use commas with cumulative adjectives. We are not to use commas in case of. We have to use commas in case of coordinated adjectives, but not in the case of cumulative adjectives. They follow a specific order and cannot be swapped. It is not that third adjective is to be taken to first place and two can be taken to three and one can be taken to third place. No, they follow a specific order and cannot be swapped. You cannot insert and between them. Examples are there. The neighbor owns 3 large brown dogs. So here cumulative adjectives are 3, large and brown. 3 is the number, large is the size, brown is the color. So there is no comma between these three adjectives, cumulative adjectives, there is no comma. Next is, she wore a beautiful long silk dress. Beautiful is the appearance. Again, long is size or length, and silk is the material. Which of which material it is made, cotton, silk, or any other. So these are the three again cumulative adjectives, and there is no comma in between. We are not to use. He carried a small old wooden box. Small is the size, old is the age, wooden is the material. So again, these are the three adjectives, and these are cumulative adjectives, and there is no comma in between. Next point is, comma should not surround essential information. The examples are, the scientists discovered a new element. If we insert a comma such like as we have inserted here, it is wrong. A new element is essential information. There should not be comma surrounding the essential information. Next is, my favorite book is Pride and Prejudice. So Pride and Prejudice is the essential information. We are talking about a favorite book. my favorite book. So if we put a comma before the essential information, it is awkward and is not grammatically okay. This sentence is okay without the use of any comma. The car broke down on the highway. If we put comma after down on the highway, it does not specify. If we put comma, it is incorrect because the essential information to know is the car broke down. Where it broke down? On the highway. So the sentence flow of the sentence should be proper. So the correct is this, and this is wrong. And again, there is a comma after the highway. It is also unnecessary because on the highway is the essential. We have put comma on both sides. On the highway, on the both sides of the this essential information, we have inserted commas. It is unessential. Next point is when that does not need a comma. A comma is not necessary before that when it introduces a subordinate clause following the main clause. That is in case of subordinate clause, when that word introduces the subordinate clause after the main clause, we should not use comma. Before that, he mentioned to me that he would be late. He would be late is a subordinate clause. He mentioned to me is the main clause. After the main clause comes that, and after that comes subordinate clause, and we should not put comma before that when the that is introducing a subordinate clause. So the correct sentence is here written. He mentioned to me that he would be late. There is no comma before that. He said comma that he would be late. He said is the main clause. He would be she would be late. It is a subordinate clause that has been inserted, and we should not put comma before that. The correct sentence is here written. She said that she would be late. Using commas to separate elements in a series. Commas are used to separate items in a list or series. But we should not insert comma before the first and the last item. Here you can see in this sentence, we need apples, oranges and bananas. This is the first item, orange is the second, banana is the third item in the list. This is a list which contains 3 items, apples, oranges and bananas. And if we insert comma after the last item, it is wrong. Correct is we need apples, comma, oranges, comma and bananas. Not to insert comma after the last item. Other examples are we need to buy milk, first item, eggs, comma, and bread from the grocery store. She packed her suitcase with clothes, first item, shoes, second, toiletries, third, books, fourth. We have inserted commas in between, but neither before the first nor after the last item. Next point is using commas after introductory phrases. Traditionally, a comma follows the introductory phrases to create a slight pause so that we, while writing, we create a small pause and distinguish them from the main class. This practice can be especially useful for emphasis or when introductory phrase is lengthy or intricate. In fact, research shows that a good night's sleep can improve cognitive function. In fact, is a used for emphasis. It is the introductory phrase which has been used for emphasis. In fact, emphasis. After that, small pause, comma we have used. However, when we are speaking, however, small pause. I believe there might be a better solution. We have put comma. Therefore, we do not say therefore it is important. We don't say therefore it is important. There is a small pause. So we have inserted comma. It is therefore is an introductory phrase. After tirelessly working on the project for months, the team finally achieved their goal. This is a lengthy introductory phrase. The phrase is lengthy. So again, here we have used comma. Here, the team finally achieved their goal. Next point is we are not to test our knowledge whether we have been able to understand the whole concept of where to use and where not to use commas. The cat jumped onto the table. Here, cat is subject, jumped is verb. We have already learnt that in between the subject and the verb, we are not to put comma. So this is wrong. This is okay. Cat jumped onto the table without any comma in between the subject and the verb. She enjoys reading books and watching movies. So here, a comma before and is unnecessary. Here it is unnecessary because and already fulfills the role of separating the two activities, reading and watching. These are the two activities and the word and is already performing the role of separating the two activities. So there is no need of comma. This sentence is okay. Next is my friend Sarah loves to travel. Here we have inserted comma. In another, my friend Sarah loves to travel. There is no comma. Which of the two is correct? Both are correct. How? Here we want to place emphasis on the fact that Sarah is my friend. My friend Sarah. Here we are putting emphasis on the friendship that Sarah is my friend. Next point, next sentence is my friend Sarah loves to travel. This sentence suggests that your friend named Sarah loves to travel. We are simply telling that my friend loves to travel. Sarah loves to travel. We are not putting emphasis. In the case of first sentence, we were specifically talking about Sarah. Here we are simply stating that Sarah loves to travel. One of my friends loves to travel. Next point is she walked to store and bought some milk. Here again, putting comma before and is unnecessary because it separates the two actions which have been performed by a same subject. Subject is same. She walked to the store. She bought some milk. So there is no need of separating or putting comma in between. There are two actions which have been performed by this subject: walking and buying. There is no need of comma in between separating the two activities because the subject is same. So by avoiding unnecessary commas, you can make your writing clearer, more effective, and it will also improve your image in the eyes of others. If you use unnecessary commas, your image in the eyes of others is adversely affected. Remember, when in doubt, leave it out. Do not use comma. If you do not understand whether comma is to be inserted or not, leave it. A missing comma is usually less disruptive than an unnecessary one. Thanks for watching. If you like our course, please spare some time to give a star rating to our course.